Hey guys, welcome to the video. So in this video I'm going to be ranking off all the Star Wars movies from my least favourite to my favourite. So if you like this video guys, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and also let me know what your list of Star Wars movies are. I'd be really happy to read them all. So kicking off, my least favourite is actually Attack of the Clones. I just find this movie so boring, and even as a kid I just never liked it. I've always just found the romance with Anakin and Padme it just felt very forced and shoehorned, and everything in the movie is just like the CGI is just not good, and like back then everything just stood out like a sore thumb. Like the fact that all the clone troopers are CGI as well, it just like stands out so much in the movie, and it's just really distracting to watch. But the Battle of Geonosis was pretty cool. I actually enjoyed watching that, and like finally seeing all the Jedi take on the droid army. I thought that was pretty awesome to watch. And then also like the fight at the end was just kind of like bad. It was just like Count Dooku and Anakin just swinging lightsabers in front of their faces in the dark, and I just didn't enjoy it at all, not one bit. So coming in at number 10 we have Solo. I just thought this film was just really unneeded and just so boring to watch as well. Like, we didn't need an explanation for why his second name is Solo. I just assumed it was born with that name, but apparently because he didn't have any family, the Empire were just like, Solo. And I was like, okay, I can't buy into it. I didn't enjoy it. I actually thought he was okay as Han Solo. Like, it wasn't bad in the role in it or anything. And I thought Donald Glover done great as Lando. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. And I actually quite liked the meeting between Han Solo and Chewbacca. I thought that was done really well. But apart from that, I just didn't enjoy this movie. It just felt unneeded and just didn't add anything new to the character. At number 9 we have The Rise of Skywalker. I just thought this movie was such a letdown and just such a huge disappointment. Like, they hyped up Palpatine, and then we find out we don't actually know why he's back. I think it was explained in a book, but personally I don't think you should have to like go outside the film to understand the film, personally in my opinion. And I just felt it just like ruined all of these three characters. Like, Finn was just very wasted this trilogy, and the same with Poe. And I just felt like Rey was just a boring character in my opinion. Just wasn't a fan of this movie, and I just thought it was such a disappointment and a letdown to the entire Skywalker saga. Number 8 we have The Phantom Menace. I really don't think this movie is like as awful as people make it out to be. Like, when it comes to the prequels, I enjoy Attack of the Clones a lot less. Like, I really don't like that. And like I said, The Rise of Skywalker, I found that more of a disappointment in this movie. Like, I feel like it gets more hate because it was like hyped up for years. We're getting a new Star Wars movie. Like, I was like 1 year old when it came out, so I didn't have any hype for it coming out. But I don't think it was nearly as bad as people were saying. Yeah, Jar Jar Binks sucked, and that had a lot of cringeworthy dialogue, and the midichlorians, that we didn't need an explanation for the Force. But I thought Darth Maul and it was awesome. I like Qui-Gon Jinn, and the Duel of Fates at the end is just like an awesome fight scene, and I actually love it so much. And then, yeah, and young Anakin was annoying, to be fair. Number 7 we have Revenge of the Sith. Like, from here on, all these movies I find awesome, like from this point on. So Revenge of the Sith, I loved how they done Order 66 in it, and I was a huge fan of the big fight scene between Anakin and Obi-Wan. I enjoyed that, and watching Anakin turn to the dark side was actually, like, well, it seemed a bit kind of, like, random on the spot, where he's just, like, suddenly, like, yeah, I'm turning to the dark side. You do kind of get why he does want to save his wife, so at the end of the day, it does make sense. I do wish it was kind of explored a bit more, and I wish we had more of the Jedi temple scene. I thought it would have been a lot better. But overall, I think Revenge of the Sith is the best prequel. The space battle at the beginning is just amazing. It's improved upon so much. The CGI still stands up to this day, and it looks amazing on Blu-ray. My number 6 choice is actually The Last Jedi. I know a lot of people hate this movie. It's like very split down the middle, and it just like separated the fan base when it came out. But personally, I really enjoyed The Last Jedi. I wasn't a huge fan of some choices with Luke, but overall I liked his arc in the movie, and I thought it came full circle in the end when like you see him. It doesn't exactly face off against the First Order, but it kind of is what it represented. I thought was awesome. The movie just looks amazing. There's a lot of scenes in this where you can look at it and like you can think of it as a poster. So it's just like such a good looking movie, and I wasn't a huge fan of like Princess Leia shooting through the air like Mary Poppins. I was like, what is going on? Like, she's like Mary Poppins just flying through the air. But apart from that, like, I really enjoy this movie overall. I love Kylo Ren in it, and I think like I actually like Rey in this movie, and I liked Finn and I liked Poe. I do think the Canto Bite was a bit unnecessary, but they hadn't ruined these characters at this point. So yeah, Last Jedi was class. I personally really enjoy it. So coming in at number 5, we actually have The Force Awakens. While it does repeat a lot of the same beats as like A New Hope and the original trilogy, I thought it was just such a fun movie, and it was like an amazing introduction to like all these characters, like Finn being a stormtrooper. It just kind of like when you go back and rewatch it, you're thinking this could have been awesome where they could have went, but sadly it wasn't. But personally, I really love The Force Awakens. It was great seeing Finn as like a reformed stormtrooper, like trying to get away from the First Order. Rey, she was actually interesting in this movie. It was like trying to figure out who she was. I loved all that mystery behind it. Kylo Ren was set up as this like whiny villain at first, and then like by the end he's becoming like more and more like the kind of villain he wants to be. So overall, I thought The Force Awakens was such a great setup for this new trilogy, just for us to be like let down at the end. But I can still rewatch The Force Awakens and love it. Personally, I think it's an awesome movie. So coming in at number 4, it's the OG, the movie that started it all, A New Hope, or as it was originally called in 1977, just Star Wars. I personally, I think this is such an awesome film, and it set up all these characters so well, and especially the opening when you just see like Darth Vader come through the smoke with all these like dead rebels lying at his feet. It's just awesome to see, and it's just one of those movies where it's like you can watch it and you can see kind of how simple it was at the start, and then just for it to become this like massive, amazing franchise. And you can really tell how much George Lucas thought out this franchise. Like, there's so many hidden details in this movie, which you can tell he's really thought out this world and this galaxy, from stuff like planet names, just to like referencing small different things, from even just calling it the Clone Wars in A New Hope, like, and that became obviously something a lot bigger. You can tell he's really thought all of this out, and it's just such a class movie, and personally, I love it. And honestly, Han Solo is one of the coolest characters ever, and I used to want to be him growing up all the time. At number 3, we have Return of the Jedi. This movie just makes me feel so good every time I watch it. It's just the ending, it's such an amazing ending to this trilogy. And like this saga, if you don't like the Disney movies, it just ends it all perfectly, and I thought it was awesome. My favourite thing in the film is the fight scene between Luke and Vader at the end, when Darth Vader and Palpatine are just taunting and taunting Luke until he just snaps and just like lays into Vader. I thought that was all done awesome, and I loved the opening at Jabba's palace. And you see Luke be this like wise Jedi at the start. I thought that was like awesome, and as a kid, it genuinely did blow me away. I was like, whoa. So I really enjoyed Return of the Jedi, and I feel like it doesn't really get like mentioned as much anymore. Like, I feel like it's just kind of been like overshadowed by Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope. But Return of the Jedi is one of the best in my opinion, and personally, I love it. At number 2, we have Rogue One. I think Rogue One is like the best Disney Star Wars film like to ever come out. It just feels like an actual war taking place in the Star Wars universe, which I thought was amazing. And you get this like honestly awesome size of scale in it. Like when you're looking up and like especially when you watch it in the cinema and you see the big AT-AT and it just looks massive, and you can just kind of tell how scared the rebels are. And I think it gives you more of an insight look to the rebels. Like, they weren't all like nice and nice. There is like a lot of dirt going on in the Rebel Alliance. There's a lot of hard choices that are made, and I feel like it sheds a lot of new light in like the kind of Star Wars underworld when it comes to the Rebel Alliance, because we've only ever seen like the main heroes of the rebels. We've not actually seen what it's like to be a rebel and the kind of choices that they have to make. So I thought that was all awesome, and I loved the characters in it, especially K2SO. He was just so funny, and I thought like his death scene was just so sad, and I was a bit like, that makes me quite sad. But Rogue One, I feel like it's quite underrated as well, and personally I think it's like the second best Star Wars movie out there. So coming in at number 1, you probably knew it was coming, but it's not only my all-time favourite Star Wars movie of all time, it's just my all-time favourite movie ever made. I love this movie so much, and I just think everything about it is so perfect. From the opening battle in Hoth, to Cloud City, to Luke versus Darth Vader, which is my personal favourite fight scene out of any Star Wars movie. You have Darth Vader just knowing that Luke can't touch him and he's just unbeatable. I thought it was all done amazingly well, and the whole training scene on Dagobah was done amazing, and I thought Yoda was just so funny when he was on screen. I could honestly talk about this movie for hours, but yeah, if I don't get the point across, Empire Strikes Back is my favourite Star Wars movie and my favourite movie of all time. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the wee bell icon so you know when I upload my next video. And also, be sure to comment what your favourite Star Wars movies are and your ranking of them. I'd be really happy to read them. And also, be sure to check out my Instagram page where I post daily reviews. So be sure to check that out, guys. And also check out my other videos if you haven't already. Thanks a lot for watching. And also, I just want to say that starting next week, I'm going to review one Star Wars movie a week until I get them all done. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.